So, y'all want to get into the news?
Let's do it.
All right. We've got some NX rumors coming at you.
A lot of those.
Yeah.
Really.
Got some rumors, some partially confirmed stuff. Haven't really talked about NX in a while. You can talk about the launch titles.
So they're saying that within the first 6 months, we will get Zelda, Mario, and the most important one, a console Pokemon game.
Ooh.
Now, it could be Stadium 3.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Snap 2.
Mm-hmm.
But if they release, like Zelda is a for sure launch title, and I would think Mario would be one as well because he's their flagship character.
Yeah.
If they announce like a month or 2 months after the launch, if it's an open world Pokemon game,
Yeah.
people will buy that system for
Just
that
for that.
alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I would.
If this is true, I think it's a very, very smart thing to do.
The only like question in my mind about the open world Pokemon game is they'll be releasing Sun and Moon at the end of this year. So would they release something within 4 months of that launch that would kind of curtail those sales?
True. They're saying it'll be within 6 months.
Okay.
So, and the system comes out in March, so you think October.
Yeah, I could see it be
the
there.
games
then.
would be Sun and Moon would be out for basically a year.
Yeah.
I think that would be fine.
Yeah, I could see that. I couldn't see it being like a month or two after launch, but if it's in October, it would make
Then
sense.
that definitely is plenty of a cooldown. And even if you just take, you have some of the characteristics from the handheld games, like, throw tall grass and, you're able to avoid it. And, just being able to create your own character and, just be able to go off into the world and start your own Pokemon adventure would be just... I mean, it's something that I've been waiting for on a console for,
Since Gen
forever.
1. Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
scroll back up?
Yeah, sorry about that.
So another thing, we mentioned Nintendo needs third-party support.
Mhm.
So they're saying that NX will receive third-party support from Sega, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Activision, and Warner Brothers. I think especially with Ubisoft, I think that's a big, big thing.
that and Activision.
Yeah, those two are the bigger ones. Warner Brothers is the next one. The thing that we'll get into, the partially confirmed thing, is that this console is not going to be a parallel for the Xbox One and the PS4. It's not going to be as powerful. So they're going to be having to tailor experiences directly to what the NX is going to be. That's a good thing and a bad thing in a way, because they just can't port it over to the NX. So like they say, Activision makes the newest Call of Duty. All right. It can go on both of the Xbox One and PS4, but it's not going to be as graphically as powerful as the other one. So they're going to have to curtail and make it something into that can work on the NX. So that's the only problem. I see that burning some bridges with third-party developers.
It's definitely possible.
But I'm glad that we see some of these on here. That's a big first step.
Yeah.
Because the Wii U totally killed the third party interaction. So I think second parties are going to be a huge thing for the NX though, because Nintendo will be paying them to make games, so they'll be constantly coming out. And the partially confirmed portion of this, the NX is rumored to
It's been
be
rumored for a while.
Yeah, rumored for a while, and it's been something we've talked about several times, that it is going to be a handheld that can be plugged into a TV and show the screen and everything. This was reported by Eurogamer, Kotaku, and Polygon, and IGN has had other sources confirm this. But what it is the handheld, the sides of the handheld, you have your D-pad over here, you have your other joystick and your AB, whatever.
X and Y.
Yeah, those. On this side, they actually are supposedly detachable, and you can have one person using one side, one person using the other.
For the older system.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. So it'll be interesting for multiplayer, I don't see how you could, unless they have some way of connecting like the Pro controller or something like that, so
Yeah.
you get a little bit more. Like if you're having a hand, like single player wise, it would be fine. But having us trying to be competitive and like play Smash or whatever, I could see that being a little. To me, but you can see some concept art down here. I think if I can play a Zelda game, like when I go back to VidCon, if I'm have a Zelda on this NX and I can fly and play freaking Zelda all the way there, and when I get there, I can dock it and then play it on the TV while I'm there, I'm sold.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really cool idea that you're able to, because you have you have your DSs, you have your handheld games like that, but you don't have that, the compatibility where they be able to hook it up to a TV and have all the different games. To be able to have that to where, if you're riding, shotgun in a car, you could play whatever you wanted to. Like you said, when you're flying, when you're laying in bed and you don't want to play your Xbox and you just want to lay on your side. I mean, it's convenient.
Yeah.
Like, it's worth it on the convenient side of things.
And if you look at Nintendo, the success that they have is from their handhelds. And even with the Wii U, the nice thing about it is the gamepad, where you could go into another room. You could be sitting with your friends, and they can be watching TV while you're still playing whatever it is on your. You could be playing Mario Kart or whatever. That's really cool. But having something that you can take and you don't have to plug in this, that, or the other, it's just right in your hand. That is going to be good. The only thing that I have to say is the build quality better be good.
I think it will be.
Yeah, the gamepad felt just kind of shoddy in my mind.
Yeah. My thing is, like, I do think all of this is true, but I'm not putting a ton of stock into it because I want to see Nintendo come out themselves and say, this is what the NX is.
Yeah.
I want to know specs. I want to know what it can and can't do.
Yeah, battery life is going to
Yep.
be a big thing for it,
Yep.
being a
Yeah.
handheld.
With this being pretty much Nintendo's last shot, I think they're going to try to come out swinging. I think everything's going to be as good as they can get it. Will that be good enough for us? We're not sure yet, but I think they're going to do everything in their ability to make the NX their best system because, like I said, this is their last shot at the console game.
Yeah, and just from having both a DS and a Vita, the Vita's build quality is leaps and bounds further than the 3DS. So it needs to be something that feels good, that is quality material, and that will last.
Yeah.
If you drop it, it isn't going to crack or whatever, Also, that is probably going to be running off of cartridges, which they've been doing for a very long time.
I think from a throwback standpoint, that's kind of cool.
And you can fit most games are most games download a lot of stuff onto it from there. So that just like my Vita, like I'll plug in a game, it'll download, then it'll download all the updates, and that's majority of what the game is.
It could be something like that.
So, be interesting.
And DS having their market on for those help out a lot because you can go and buy a lot of the games that download directly onto the DS. But like you said, the throwback idea of the cartridge is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's become cheaper to make cartridges and everything. My biggest concern is, other than the battery and that this actually just works altogether, is they have to make, if I've bought something on my 3DS, that it freaking works on the NX. If you've bought something on your Wii U Virtual Console, that it actually works on the NX, because unlike Xbox One and PlayStation 4, they don't cross over right now, which is the stupidest thing.
That's been a complaint from fans for a long, long time. Because I had a ton of games on the Wii Virtual Console, but I couldn't port them over to the Wii U.
Yeah.
Like I had to. There is like a Wii mode where you can go into your old like Wii screen and play them, but you can't port them over to the Wii U itself.
Yeah. So they need to fix that, and Nintendo, just do it. Just do it up.
When this thing comes out, like whenever the full details come out, that's going to be a huge, huge story.